What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel. Now before we get started with this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close and we are now, excuse me, on the road to 500 subs. Who knows, maybe we might hit 500 subs by the end of the summer, only time will tell. But as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a Piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed, the possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of the set, much similar to what I pulled out of my Genesis Impact box I opened up last year, which is obviously this beautiful beat cup from the Underworld. Yes, it is in the top lure, and you can tell right around here that it is indeed a collector's rare. Obviously, with all the new dark-based decks that are going to be coming out into the format, including the brand new Yu-Gi-Oh deck as well. This card is definitely going to be coming in quite handy. So definitely be sure to pick yourself up a few copies of this card off of Troll and Toad or TCG Player, depending on your preference. But as for me, I'm going to be getting my copy graded, but I never came up with a good opportunity to do so. But with that being said, if you guys want to see those boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because more than 80% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys aren't even subscribed. And to top it all off, we got to get more women to watch the content as well. So if you guys are if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which basically ties with this week's episode. But the question of the day is this: who would you guys like to see challenge Jade, Cargill, and Bianca Belair for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles? Let me know down in the comments below. And that's pretty much it right there. That is what we are going to be talking about for this week's episode, is exactly that. Who will challenge the new champions for their tag team titles? Now, obviously, the fallout of WWE Backlash France has once again left us with more questions than answers on the bloodline side of things, because now that Tonga Loa has now joined WWE and has now joined the bloodline, where do Randy Orton and Kevin Owens go from here? Do they do they add another member, another person to their team, or do they just go at it on their own? Honestly, the possibilities are out there, but I also want to point something out, that Tonga Loa was actually once known, if you can actually believe this, if I can find it, was actually once known as Camacho. If you guys do not remember Camacho, he was the guy from from right around like 2011-ish, like 2011, 2012-ish, like somewhere around there, and he rode that one that what was it, the lowrider bike that he would accompany Unico on, and this is Camacho. That is now known as Tonga Loa. So it's gonna be interesting to see. So it's gonna be interesting to see, where WWE goes with him this time around compared to last time. And not only that, speaking of the bloodline, main event Jey Uso. There's no telling what will be next for main event Jey Uso, but let's get down to it. Let's get down to business and talk about the Kabuki Warriors defending the women's tag team titles against the now new champions, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Hell of a match, but now we have to talk about who exactly should be next in line. Who should be first in line for those tag team titles? Honestly, you have quite the plethora of tag teams, not just across Raw and SmackDown, but also NXT as well. So obviously you've got the Kabuki Warriors, you've got Alba Fire and of course Isla Dawn. You've got Dakota Kai and Io Sky if they if they ever decide to team up again at some point down the road. You also have as well Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree. You've got Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. Not only that, but you also have as well Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark as well on Raw. Going into NXT, you have the weird team of Gigi Dolan and Ariana Grace. For some reason, Ariana Grace wants to turn Gigi Dolan into a pageant queen for some dumb reason. You also have as well, if I JC Jane and Jasmine next. You've got Metaphors, Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. You've got Carmen Petrovich, and of course Natalia. You also have, and not only that, but you also have as well, oh my God, there was another team from that group. I think it was, who was it? Did it involve Nikita Lyons? I don't remember, but those are like the only tag teams that I can think of right now that are in NXT. And then you look on the SmackDown side, and there's quite a few. There's quite a few. Obviously, there's Candice LeRae and of course Indy Hartwell, Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. You also have also Bayley and Naomi. They've been teaming up for a bit. So you've got quite a few tag teams across all three brands, but I feel like the women's tag team titles had gotten stale a little bit ever since I think, in my opinion, I feel like ever since Kaden Carter and Katana Chance ended up winning the tag titles from Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, because I just feel like with what Carter and Chance were doing with the tag titles, it felt almost as if it was like it was more of a mid card title, if you will. And I get that some people might believe that it's a mid card title, but the women's tag team titles is basically was basically that, the bridge from, was basically the bridge from being from being a mid-carder to being a main event player in the women's division. And honestly, if you really think about it, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair as the tag team champions, I believe that Cargill and Belair are gonna definitely take the women's tag team titles and just elevate them to heights we never thought possible. Something that, in my opinion, something that not even Bayley and Sasha Banks did when they became tag team champions the first time around, and even the second time around as well. So I can definitely see Belair and Cargill just taking them and going up against some of the best teams such as Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, such as Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler, such as Natalya and Carmen Petrovich, such as someone the likes of Tatum Paxley and whoever else she decides to team up with, or perhaps even also Thea Hale and Kalani Jordan. I know we saw them team up at Stand and Deliver last month alongside Fallon Henley, so maybe that's a possibility. But if I had to pick 3 teams that I believe would be perfect first opponents for Cargill and Belair, hands down it would be Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, Natalya and Carmen Petrovich, and this one I'm probably gonna get so much heat for this, but in my honest opinion, I'm gonna say Thea Hale and Kalani Jordan. The reason why I chose those 3 teams, Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, they're one of the, I wouldn't say that they're one of the longest reigning tag team champions, but they were interesting to say the very least. And let's not forget, as if our memories serve right, they never received their rematch for the women's tag team titles when they lost the titles to begin with. Now I get that tomorrow night on NXT, at the time of posting this and recording this, actually, which is going to be the same day, which is Monday, in spite of the fact that Chelsea Green tomorrow night will be challenging Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's title, I feel like as if after tomorrow night, win or lose, Green and Niven definitely deserve their rematch, and I truly believe that with the cunning of Chelsea Green and with the cunning and the speed of Chelsea Green and the strength and the power and strength of Piper Niven, they could be a formidable team to face off against Cargill and Belair. Now, as far as Natalya and Carmen Petrovich, I mean, it's basically the battle of best friends versus teacher and student, if you will. And honestly, that seems like a hell of a team, a hell of a match to see, which would be cool. But I think the fans would also want to see the return of the Divas of Doom, Natalya and of course Beth Phoenix. But is it possible? Yeah. Is it really gonna happen? Very doubtful. But I think that Carmen has learned so much from being around Natalya over the course of the last month or so, which led to leading into last week on NXT at Spring Break-In with the NXT Women's Underground match. Excuse me. And I think Natalya, I think Natalya making a little more history would be pretty cool. Now, as far as now in terms of Thea Hale and Kalani Jordan, honestly, as crazy as it sounds, I kind of want to see Kalani Jordan be a part of Chase U. I feel like with her being a part of Chase U, I think it would be pretty cool, and also to see Thea Hale and Kalani Jordan just team up like they did at Stand and Deliver. Could be interesting. Could be very interesting, but there is one other team that I feel like we could see, but given what happened last year, I highly doubt it. And I'm talking about the Hall of Famers Trish Stratus and Lita. Obviously with what happened last year, I doubt that we're ever gonna see those two team up again. But it will be interesting. Only time will tell. But between those three teams, the one team that I would love to see the most is definitely Carmen Petrovich and Natalya. Obviously, wanting, getting the chance to want to see Natalya make a little more history would be cool. But it will also be a good first step for Carmen Petrovich to be able to step up and take, and challenge the big guns such as Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair for those tag team titles. It'll be interesting, but we will have to wait and see over time. Who knows? Maybe we might see the women's tag titles get defended at King and Queen of the Ring when it lands to Jeddah next month. Is it possible? Only time will tell. But with that being said, that will do it for this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and of course again, smash that thumbs up button, and make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.